Your Toyota's engine was engineered to last for hundreds of thousands of miles, but here's the truth most dealers won't tell you. The right engine additives can push your Camry, Corolla, or 4Runner well beyond 300,000 miles. The wrong ones can destroy everything in just a few thousand. I've seen perfectly healthy Toyota engines wrecked by miracle additives that promised the world and delivered nothing but expensive repairs. That's why today I'm breaking down which additives actually work for Toyota engines, and which ones will leave you stranded on the side of the road with a repair bill that costs more than your car is worth. In this video, I'll walk you through 13 proven additives that genuinely improve Toyota performance, fuel economy, and engine life. But I'll also expose 5 so-called popular additives that are quietly destroying Toyota engines right now. One of them is so dangerous it's banned in most countries, and yet drivers still use it without realizing the damage it causes. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what belongs in your Toyota and what should never touch it. Before we dive in, hit that like button if you're serious about keeping your Toyota running like new. And if you know someone driving a Camry, Prius, or Tacoma, share this video with them or post it in your local Toyota Facebook group. It could save someone thousands in unnecessary repairs. Drop a comment below and tell me your Toyota's year, model, and how many miles it has. I see every comment, and I'm always curious to see how far these Toyotas go. Let's start with one that's earned its reputation the hard way: Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus. This isn't a flashy marketing gimmick. Techron uses high-strength polyethylamine chemistry that breaks down stubborn carbon deposits in your fuel injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers. What makes it especially effective is that it works for both port injection and direct injection engines. Whether you're driving a 2010 Corolla or a 2024 Camry, this additive gets real results. When you use Techron correctly, those carbon deposits dissolve and flush out naturally. Drivers often report smoother acceleration, quieter idle, and 2 to 3 miles per gallon better fuel economy after one treatment. That knocking or pinging under acceleration, usually gone. Just make sure you follow the instructions and always use quality fuel when you run it through your system. If you want something stronger, ATS 505 CRF. Fuel system treatment takes everything Techron does and amplifies it. It uses the same core chemistry but in higher concentrations and attacks 4 different types of carbon buildup, not just the surface layer. For high-mileage Toyotas, this is a complete game-changer. I've seen drivers cut their oil consumption in half after one treatment, especially on Camrys and Corollas that have started to burn oil. You'll also notice smoother throttle response, quieter valve operation, and better overall performance. On top of that, fuel economy improvements of 1 to 3 miles per gallon can save you over $300 a year if you drive regularly. If you plan to keep your Toyota for the long haul, this one is worth every penny. Now, when it comes to oil additives, most of what's out there is pure junk. They promise miracles but clog oil passages and create new problems. The exception is Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer, and here's why it actually works. This is a thick, high-viscosity mineral oil specifically designed for older engines with worn bearings or loose tolerances. If your high-mileage Toyota has developed a little rattle or started burning oil, this can bring your oil pressure back up and quiet things down. The viscosity is over 2,500 centistokes compared to standard oil at about 60, meaning it stays where it's needed and doesn't leak through worn seals. But here's the warning: never use this in turbocharged Toyotas. The oil is too thick to properly lubricate high-speed turbo components and will destroy your turbo in minutes. This is strictly for older, naturally aspirated engines with over 150,000 miles that need extra protection. For Toyotas that need reduced friction rather than thicker oil, Liqui Moly MOS2 anti-friction engine treatment is one of the smartest options out there. It uses molybdenum disulfide, a dry metallic lubricant that coats every moving surface with a microscopic protective film. It reduces friction by up to 50% and helps your engine run quieter and smoother. Toyota drivers notice the benefits immediately, especially in cold weather. Easier starts, quieter valves, and less mechanical resistance. It works in both gasoline and diesel engines, but don't add it to brand new Toyotas still breaking in. Wait until you've passed at least 5,000 miles before using it. And if you're running a diesel Toyota, hotshot secret: everyday diesel treatment addresses one of the biggest issues modern diesel owners face. When refiners removed sulfur to meet emission standards, they also stripped away diesel's natural lubricating properties. That lack of lubrication can wear down expensive fuel injection systems, sometimes costing over $5,000 to repair. This additive restores lubrication while boosting cetane levels by up to 7 points. The result? Easier cold starts, cleaner combustion, quieter operation, and up to 7% better fuel economy. It's not just an additive, it's cheap insurance for anyone running a diesel Toyota long-term. If you learned something new so far, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world Toyota advice. I see every comment, so let me know what you're driving and what's worked for you so far. Higher cetane means more complete combustion, smoother acceleration, and quieter cold starts. All things Toyota diesel owners appreciate when fuel prices keep climbing. Many report fuel economy gains of up to 7%, which adds up fast. That's because this treatment doesn't just lubricate and clean, it helps modern Toyota diesel engines reach the exact cetane levels they were designed for, something most pump diesel can't deliver on its own. Now, for Toyota owners who want one simple product that does it all, Seafoam motor treatment has been a go-to for over 80 years, and for good reason. You can pour it into your fuel tank, your oil crankcase, or your diesel fuel system. It stabilizes fuel, dissolves carbon buildup, and quiets internal components. It's not the strongest in any single category, but it's reliable, versatile, and helps simplify your maintenance routine, especially for busy Toyota owners who just want a one-bottle solution that works. If this kind of practical advice helps you keep your Toyota running longer, hit that like button and subscribe. I see every comment, and I'm always curious which products have worked for you. Now, Marvel Mystery Oil deserves its own spotlight. This century-old formula is a legend for a reason. It works as both a fuel system cleaner and oil additive, breaking down carbon deposits in your fuel pumps, valves, and injectors, while reducing sludge and varnish buildup in the crankcase. Here's why it matters for Toyotas. It's one of the few additives proven to revive high-mileage engines without side effects. I've seen it free stuck valves, quiet noisy lifters, and even bring back EGR valves that were destined for the scrap pile. For older Toyotas that have seen years of stop-and-go driving or inconsistent fuel quality, Marvel Mystery Oil can breathe new life into a tired engine for less than $10. For those driving diesel Toyotas in colder climates, Hotshot Secret Diesel Winter Anti-Gel is essential. Regular diesel fuel begins forming wax crystals around 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which can completely block your fuel filter and lines, leaving you stranded. This treatment prevents that by lowering the gelling point to around -40 degrees while improving cetane and combustion efficiency. But timing is everything. You have to add it before the cold weather hits, not after. Once diesel gels, it's too late. Think of this as preventive maintenance that keeps your Toyota diesel reliable when everyone else's truck is frozen solid. Now let's move to something that addresses a completely different problem, one that affects older Toyota engines specifically. Lucas TBN Zinc Plus tackles the lubrication gap. Modern oils can't fill. Older Toyota engines, especially those with flat tappet camshafts, were built in an era when oil contained higher levels of zinc and phosphorus. Those additives were reduced in modern oil formulations to protect catalytic converters. But your classic Toyota still needs them. Most new oils only contain about 600 to 800 parts per million of zinc, but classic Toyota engines need at least 1,400 to stay protected. Lucas TBN Zinc Plus raises that number to more than 5,000 parts per million, forming a pressure-resistant barrier that keeps metal components from grinding against each other. This additive is ideal for older engines, rebuilds, and even performance Toyotas. Just be cautious about how often you use it. The high zinc levels can build up over time, so follow oil change intervals carefully. Now, for modern Toyota engines, one of the best-kept secrets is CRCG-DI Intake Valve and Turbo Cleaner. Gasoline direct injection engines, like the ones in many new Camrys and RAV4s, build carbon at alarming rates because fuel no longer washes over the intake valves. Over time, that buildup chokes airflow, causes cold start misfires, and robs your Toyota of power and fuel economy. Traditional cleaning methods cost $700 to $800 and require special equipment. CRC's formula solves that with a $17 spray can. It uses concentrated polyethylamine designed specifically for GDI engines, and it's been proven with borescope footage. Thick carbon buildup literally melts away, leaving clean metal surfaces behind. The key is application. This isn't something you just pour into your gas tank. It has to be sprayed directly into the intake following the manufacturer's directions. Done correctly every 10,000 miles, it can save you hundreds in professional cleaning costs while keeping your GDI Toyota running like new. For traditional port-injected Toyotas, Gummit Fuel Injector Cleaner is a simple, affordable option that delivers real results. It uses the same core chemistry as the premium brands, but at a fraction of the price, about $5 a bottle. It effectively cleans injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers, and it's gentle enough for newer engines. Many Toyota owners use it every few months as preventive maintenance to keep the system clean rather than waiting for a drop in performance. If you want something a bit stronger, Gummut All-in-One Fuel System Cleaner expands the treatment to include the entire fuel system. It's slightly more expensive, but still far cheaper than professional cleaning, perfect for Toyotas that rack up high miles year after year. Finally, one of the most underrated additives of all, a T205 reseal. It's technically not an engine additive, but it deserves a place in every Toyota owner's garage. This product rejuvenates hardened rubber seals and gaskets throughout your car, everything from valve covers to power steering systems. As Toyotas age, those seals dry out and shrink, leading to leaks that can cost thousands in repairs. A T205 softens and reconditions the rubber, often stopping small leaks entirely within a few days. You can add it to engine oil, transmission fluid, power steering, or even spray it directly onto rubber bushings and CV boots. It doesn't use thick fillers or clogging agents like other stop leaks. It fixes the problem at the source by restoring elasticity. For high-mileage Toyotas, it's a total game-changer. One bottle can save you from hundreds of dollars in repairs and extend the life of components most people end up replacing too soon. Stay tuned because now I'll expose the additives that can destroy your Toyota faster than you'd ever expect. Here's where things get truly dangerous for Toyota owners. Many cheap octane boosters contain a compound called methylcyclopentadienyl manganese tricarbonyl, or MMT. It sounds scientific, but it's pure trouble. MMT leaves behind orange manganese deposits that coat your spark plugs, oxygen sensors, and catalytic converter. I've seen Toyota owners spend over $1,000 fixing emission system failures caused by this contamination. The check engine light starts flashing, the engine runs rough, and before you know it, you're replacing oxygen sensors and catalytic converters that cost more than the car is worth. The next one is a silent killer: engine flush products. These are heavily marketed as miracle cleansers that remove decades of sludge in 15 minutes. In reality, they create more problems than they solve. Your Toyota's engine relies on gaskets and seals that have been keeping oil in place for years. These harsh solvents attack those seals, causing them to swell, crack, and ultimately fail. I've watched reliable Corollas and Camrys start leaking from every gasket within days of a flush. The chemicals are so aggressive they dissolve protective coatings on internal engine parts, leading to accelerated wear, bearing damage, and metal contamination in your oil. The engine might feel cleaner at first, but that fresh start often ends with seized bearings and complete failure within a few hundred miles. Here's the ugly truth about what's happening inside. Those solvents break loose massive chunks of sludge and carbon that were actually helping seal worn surfaces. Once that layer is stripped away, compression drops, oil consumption skyrockets, and your Toyota starts burning oil faster than you can pour it in. The third destroyer is something even worse: using chlorinated brake cleaner as a carbon remover. I've seen people spray this directly into intake manifolds, thinking it'll scrub carbon without disassembly. That's insanity. Chlorinated brake cleaner contains trichloroethylene and perchloroethylene. Both react violently with hot aluminum surfaces. When these chemicals hit your intake valves or combustion chambers, they form hydrochloric acid that literally eats away at metal. The results? Pitted valves, scarred cylinder walls, and piston rings that no longer seal. I've seen Toyota engines permanently destroyed after a single DIY carbon cleaning with this toxic chemical. Next up, the automatic transmission stop leak, a thick, honey-like substance that preys on desperate owners trying to fix drips cheaply. These additives swell seals and use microscopic particles to block leaks. But here's the catch: Toyota's transmissions and hybrid systems rely on extremely tight hydraulic tolerances. Those particles that seal your leak can also clog valve bodies, jam solenoids, and block cooling passages. Your transmission may stop leaking for a while, but what follows is total failure, often costing more than the vehicle itself. Continuously variable transmissions, or CVTs, are especially vulnerable. They rely on precise hydraulic pressure to control belt tension. Contaminate that system and it's game over. And now, the worst offender of them all: sodium silicate, better known as liquid glass or steel seal. This product is banned in most countries, yet people still buy it online thinking it'll fix head gasket leaks. Sodium silicate forms a glass-like layer when heated, and while that sounds like a clever fix, it's one of the fastest ways to destroy your Toyota engine. The compound hardens inside every passage it touches, blocking coolant flow, oil channels, and even combustion chambers. The engine might seem fine for a few hundred miles, but as soon as that glass layer begins circulating through your cooling system, disaster hits. Your water pump fails, your radiator clogs, your engine overheats, and the repair bill turns your Toyota into scrap metal. Once it hardens, there's no reversing the chemical reaction. The engine must be replaced. I've seen entire vehicles written off after one dose of this so-called miracle cure. It's not a fix, it's a death sentence. Now that you know which products to avoid at all costs, let's end with what separates Toyota owners who hit 400,000 miles from those who don't. The biggest mistake people make is thinking more is better. It's not. These additives are engineered for precise concentrations, double the dose, and even the good ones can do damage. Timing also matters. Don't wait until problems start. Use additives preventively and consistently, starting early in your Toyota's life. A fuel system cleaner every few months will stop carbon buildup before it becomes a repair bill. Keep notes on what you've added and when. It helps your mechanic diagnose issues correctly and protects you if you ever need warranty work. And remember, no additive replaces proper maintenance. These products enhance what's already working, but they can't rebuild neglected engines or undo years of skipped oil changes. Your Toyota was engineered to last hundreds of thousands of miles with care and consistency. The right additives can help it get there, improving performance, preventing wear, and saving you thousands. But the wrong ones? They'll turn that legendary reliability into an expensive paperweight faster than you can say check engine light. So take care of your Toyota the smart way. Stick with proven products, follow directions precisely, and it'll reward you with years of trouble-free driving. Skip the miracle cures and you'll never have to learn the hard way why some fixes sound too good to be true. If this video helped you spot the scams and protect your Toyota, hit that like button and subscribe. I see every comment, so tell me what Toyota you drive and how many miles you've made it to. Let's see how many 300,000-mile Toyotas are still out there.